If you're a multi-passionate person, you want to reinvent yourself, perhaps you're stuck spinning your wheels, perhaps you've been shoved into a box and you know you're not living a life that's true to yourself, but based on other people's expectations of you. And as a result, you're being people-pleasing, you're being a perfectionist, and you're not living a life that's true to yourself. And you know that. That's your intuition. You feel that deep down, but you're scared to disappoint other people. You're scared of the pain and the disruption it's going to take for you to reinvent yourself. Then this video is for you, because this is how Glennon Doyle's multi-million selling book Untamed can help you to stop dimming your lights, because this is about her reinvention story. So if you don't know who she is, she's a best-selling author. She sold millions and millions of books. I think Untamed alone has sold like 3 million books, something like that. And basically her original story is she was an alcoholic school teacher with bulimia. She went to AA where she was allowed, this gave her a voice, her authentic voice, seemed to be the only place where she could be authentic. But she was just too busy. She was teaching like immigrant kids. It was just, she was so busy all the time. So she had to stop going to the meetings. As a result, she started a blog because she discovered that she could be authentic just by writing in the same way she could be at the AA meetings. So anyway, so she wrote a blog post which went viral, which was about being pregnant as an alcoholic with bulimia. This got her a literary agent. She wrote her first book, Carry On Warrior, which was about Christian values and being a Christian wife and mother. She wrote another book after the success of Carry On Warrior, which again had still Christian values, but less so. And then the third book, Untamed, is about her becoming a queer activist. And this is her reinvention story. Now there's 5 points that she goes through, and we're going to go through them now. So point number 1, be still and know. You have to pause to hear the truth. Trust the knowing. The knowing is your intuition. This is your feeling in the gut. This isn't just an occasional thought that you may have as some sort of intrusive thought. The knowing is your intuition, knowing that you're not living a life that's true to yourself and that there's so much more out there. You might not even know what that is yet, but you know that you're not living a creative life, a life that's true to yourself. And you have to stop doing to start knowing. Why do you have to do that? Because you have to feel it all. You have to feel everything. We numb our pain. We numb things away. Alcoholism, substance abuse, workaholism, people pleasing, all these different coping strategies, because we're avoiding the pain. We're avoiding the knowing. And pain is a message. If you feel sad, then you know what the opposite of sad is: happy. So if you know what makes you sad, do the opposite to be happy. So if you're living a life and you feel sad, then you're living the wrong life. And you know that you have to reinvent yourself, to go through the reinvention process to be happy. Now, you might, as I say, you might not know where that is yet. And look, it takes a lot of courage. I'll get into that. But here's the thing. Numbness blocks. So it could be eating, it could be buying clothes, it could be doom scrolling, it could be alcoholism, whatever it might be. We're using coping strategies to numb the transformation, for blocking the transformation, because reinvention requires emotional fluency. You're going to experience the roller coaster. As cliched it is, it's a roller coaster of emotions. Then you have to burn the memo. So what is the memo? The memo is the script that you've been given. Since birth, you've had to fit in, and you've been conditioned to societal expectations, maybe family expectations, maybe the religion of the family and the expectations. You have to reject the good girl or good boy, if you're male, conditioning. You have to unlearn the perfectionism and performance that you know that you're doing. I love this quote here. Every time you're given a choice between disappointing someone else and disappointing yourself, your duty, I'll say it again, is to disappoint that someone else. Your job throughout your entire life is to disappoint as many people as it takes to avoid disappointing yourself. You have been conditioned to not disappoint other people, which means you're disappointing yourself. That's what people pleasing is. So you have to embrace the truth. And you can do hard things. Courage before clarity. When I left the music industry, I'd spent 28 years in the music industry. I know I should have left, but I was terrified to do so. So I just kept trying to reinvent myself, ironically, within the music industry, which had worked for a few times. But I knew it was at the end, but I was too scared to face that because the fear of the unknown. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I kept going. I was having burnout. And then eventually what happened, I had a huge failure, and I had what I can only describe as a nervous breakdown. I never got diagnosed or anything, but my body just shut down for a couple of weeks, laid in bed, couldn't get out of bed. So that's what it felt like to me, a nervous breakdown. But it's act while still afraid. Don't do as I do. Don't deny it. You have to take action. Otherwise, your body will take the action. You either reinvent yourself or it's reinvented for you. Either way, there's going to be a huge break. So my advice is you be the catalyst and don't let it happen to you. This one here, you're a goddamn cheetah. What does this mean? Well, this is a metaphor from the beginning of the Untamed book. And what it is that they go to the zoo and there's a cheetah there that's trained to chase a dirty pink bunny, which is tied to a jeep. And Gannon realised that's us. We are being socially trained, conditioned to chase things that aren't real. Approval, control, security, certainty, instead of trusting our wild instincts. So you have to remember your wildness. That's your creativity. That's who you are. It's your curiosity. It's your intuition. You were never broken. You were just shoved into a box from a child and told this is the way that you have to act. These are the things that are socially acceptable within the culture, within the family, within the religion, whatever it might be. And that's what it is. You're not broken. You're just you. So you have to stop shrinking and start running. So, and I love this quote here. So this is the reality of living a fearful life versus a creative life. So this is one of her quotes from her TED Talk. I used to numb my feelings and hide. That's living a fearful life. So she had all these feelings, but she numbed them with alcohol, with substances, with people pleasing, with workaholism, etc. Now she feels her feelings and shares them. So now she's using, that's a creative life. She's using her authentic feelings, she's channeling them, processing these emotions and sharing them on her podcasts, in her books, in her blogs. And as a result of that, she's making other people feel seen and heard, which in turn makes her feel seen and heard. She's building connections. And this is what living a creative life is all about. It's reinvention. So reinvention equals creative rebirth plus identity liberation and purpose of realignment. So I hope this helps, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.